this is a movie near and dear to my heart because Spider-Man is my favorite all-time favorite superhero. I absolutely love Spider-Man. I read the comics and watched all of the shows, the 90s show being one of the greatest shows ever made. And I absolutely love Spider-Man and everything that has to do with it. So I absolutely loved the concept of them doing a Venom movie without Spider-Man because I liked the idea of them kind of exploring maybe that the character like wasn't solely having to rely on Spider-Man for popularity. What if the character was just allowed to be an anti-hero? I was kind of for that. I was like, "You know what? That's kind of fun." I was like, "It's different." We've had countless iterations of Venom in the comics being a villain, a teammate sometimes to Spider-Man. He's always kind of in conflict with him, but also kind of working with him. It just depends. Um, I'm fine with all that, but what I'm excited for, at least in the first Venom I was excited for, was seeing the character being independent of Spider-Man and being on its own. I'm kind of one of those people that I'm not like, "Oh, Spider-Man's not in this movie, it can't be successful." Like I was actually excited to watch it. I was entertained by it. Like I think ultimately at the end of the day, like the movie wasn't done as well as it could have been, and I think that was partial budgetary constraints. Maybe they weren't able to have the budget they needed to make it as good as they could have. The script could have been a little bit better, yeah, obviously. But like Eddie Brock and like his interactions with Venom and the way that they did Venom and then the way that the CGI looked, like the CGI looked fine. It was just like the weird lighting of the shots and everything like that, that was just bad and that wasn't good for the first movie. So then when I watched this trailer for the second movie, I'm kind of looking to see if they improve upon these things
There's
because now they're making a sequel. It's got a little bit more money behind it because it knows that it can make money. And it does. It looks a lot better, honestly. It looks like some of the shots are done a little bit better. The CGI is a little bit, just tighter. And then the lighting on the CGI looks a little bit better to kind of allow the CGI to stand on its own like it should, and it looks fantastic. And honestly, I'm excited for Carnage. I'm excited to see that plot line play out because in the comics, it's a very different story than what appears to be going on in this. So in the comics, Carnage actually comes from Venom. Venom, the symbiotes, what are the alien species that the symbiotes originate from? They kind of basically reproduce asexually. So what that means is essentially they can bud off into new symbiotes on their own. And one of the things that happens with Carnage and why Carnage is able to even be developed is that he buds off of Venom, and so it's kind of like Venom's kid, kind of in a weird understanding of that, but essentially it's coming from Venom. So basically it's more powerful than Venom. And I think if I remember correctly, there was something weird. And you can see Carnage on the screen now. I think there was something weird about how like Carnage was like the thousandth symbiote to come about in line or something like that. Can't remember. It's been a while since I've looked at the comics or read them and everything like that. So don't quote me on that. But essentially, I'm really looking forward to this movie because I think it's going to be interesting to see how they play with Carnage because Carnage came about from Venom, Eddie Brock and Cletus Cassidy were cellmates, and then after becoming cellmates, Venom broke off and formed Carnage, or split off, and Carnage was formed. Carnage then attached to Cletus Cassidy, while Venom attached back to Eddie Brock, and then Eddie Brock had to get the help of Spider-Man to basically end Carnage and get rid of Carnage. Now that Spider-Man's not in this movie and Venom's on its own, I'm curious to see how that plays out because obviously Venom needed Spider-Man to take down Carnage. So I'm kind of honestly, I'm just excited to see how they do it. Where basically, I'm curious to see how they're able to take down Carnage, or if he's taken down permanently, or if it's a thing that may pop out later. In the with Spider-Man, and maybe they're trying to work that in. I'm just curious to see how it goes. I liked the original Venom. Obviously, it wasn't a great movie as far as like some things you would like I said, the lighting on the CGI, the script could have been better, shots could have been a little bit better. There were some shots that were a little cheesy, but ultimately, like it was there. Like the good movie was there, just needed to be a little bit better and a little bit cultivated more. And so, hopefully, in the sequel, they're able to do that and improve upon all the things that I've kind of talked about, as well as that kind of drew back from the original. And maybe the second one will pit Venom and Carnage in a new, you know, battle that's interesting. And I really kind of also hope that they keep Carnage as honest as he is in the comics, because in the comics Carnage does not care. Carnage will kill literally everybody in the way and does not will not, it doesn't matter if it's a kid or, I'm pretty sure he like pushed an old lady down the stairs one time just to kill her. I'm pretty sure he like killed a child like at one point in the comics. Like he
Oh.
literally does not care. And like that kind of brutality is like what needs to be honest to the character to make it real, to make it like, okay, he's a very serious threat. And what's nice about Carnage as opposed to most villains have a reason for what they're doing. Carnage is literally just what it is. Carnage. It's literally just likes to kill and is a serial killer, and that's it. That's the character. Character's a serial killer, likes to kill. Boom. Now try to stop that. Now try to stop that villain who's now got this crazy incredible power and wants to just kill, and that's it. I'm excited for it.
And what better serial killer person to play than Woody Harrelson?
Oh yeah, Woody
That's it.
Harrelson. I'm fine. I'm glad that they fixed his wig. By the way, it was a terrible wig, and the shot at the end of Venom, it was awful. It was like, oh, I'm excited. They're bringing Cletus. Ooh, what is he wearing? I'm like, that's kind of how I felt about watching that scene. So I'm glad that they fixed the wig. And Woody Harrelson's an incredible actor. So Woody Harrelson in that one scene where they just were like, "I've been waiting for you," or something like that, or I've missed you," or something like that. He says it with like this like look of just like complete insanity, and I'm like, "That's amazing." It's like he's gonna be a perfect Cletus Cassidy, and I just can't wait. I'm excited for the movie. I hope that they do it as well as I think they can. And the bar is not set incredibly high because of Venom 1. Like, it's set high enough where I go, like, "This should be an enjoyable," but, like, if they improve upon some of the things from the first one, then it's gonna be a great movie. So, like, I'm really excited for it.